Alright, I'm going to take a few minutes to give a quick introduction to the Unix command line. To open up the Unix command line on Mac, we can go up to our Spotlight and type in terminal. I'm also going to open up a Finder window next door so I can better explain what I'm talking about. The first item in our command line is our computer name. In my case, it's Reach, but in your case, it could be anything from somebody's MacBook Pro to somebody's MacBook Air. After that, we have an arbitrary colon, which we don't really care about, followed by a tilde, which represents our current working directory. I'll explain this in a second. After that, we have our logged in user, which should be pretty straightforward, followed by another arbitrary $sign. After that, we can execute commands, and to prove what I'm talking about, I can type in a random string of characters, which should be executed as a command, but it's not going to find this command. So when we click enter, command not found, which is expected. To better explain our current working directory, in this case the squiggly line, otherwise known as tilde, I'm going to use Finder as an example. In this case, tilde can be thought of as the exact same thing as this little home icon here. Whenever you open up a new terminal shell on a Unix system, it's going to open up to the user's home directory, which in my case is where applications, desktop, documents, downloads, public, movies, music, etc. are stored. To prove this, I can type ls, which means list current items in directory, and it should return the exact same folders that we see here, but in a text representation. And that's a really good analogy to think of terminal as a whole. It's really just a text way of seeing what's going on here, which is seen through a GUI, otherwise known as a graphical user interface. In this case, we just enter in commands and it'll return us the same values as we would normally see right here. To go into one of these folders, like we can do in Finder, if I want to go into OneDrive, I just double click on it in Finder. In Terminal, we can go cd, which stands for change directories, and then go into the folder we want to go into, in this case, OneDrive. If you're on Linux, make sure to match case. On Mac, it doesn't matter. Now, if we type ls again, list items in directory, we're going to see the exact same folders that we see here, with the addition of an icon file, which I believe has to do with determining whether syncing has finished on the OneDrive folder. Regardless, you see the exact same folders as you see here, and again, I can go into one of them, Spotify, and if I go ls, it's going to show me all of my MP3 files, which I can see here. And if I want to get out of this folder, I can go cd ... And then if I want to go out of that folder, cd ... again. Notice how this tilde has changed from being a tilde up here, and then when we went cd OneDrive, changed to OneDrive. And then if we go cd Spotify, change to Spotify, changes to the current folder, just like it shows here. So now we're back in home, which is the same as this, and it shows colon. Notice how it shows the home, and it shows colon after that. Again, this home can be thought of, or this tilde can be thought of as the exact same thing as this home icon. Now let's say I'm deep within my OneDrive folder, let's say OneDrive / Spotify. You can also do that. You can also do one-liners and go through. And I forget where I am. I don't know where my working address is. I can type in pwd, which will return my entire working address. If I go cd ... and then go pwd again, you're going to see it just take off 1. If I go cd ... again and pwd, again, it's taking off 1 each time. We're going 1 folder back. If I go cd ... again, let's see if we can get to the very base where it all started. pwd, now I'm in users, cd ... pwd, now I'm in slash. Slash is the base directory for all Unix systems. If I want to access this in Finder, I can go computer, and it's actually the Macintosh HD. The network and remote disk and terminal, if you want to access them, they're represented as applications, but we're in the Macintosh HD. To prove what I'm talking about, we can type in ls again, list current items in directory. It's going to show all of the items plus a bunch of hidden ones. So applications, library, we're going to see opt somewhere, opt right here, system should be here, and then we're also going to see users. And then again, there are a ton of hidden items that you can see when you view it from terminal, but not when you view it from Finder. Furthermore, if we want to go back into one of these folders, we can go cd applications, ls again, and it's going to show me all my applications, just like if I were to double click and see again. Again, I can type pwd, get the working address, and now if I want to do something even cooler, what I can do is if I want to go cd back to my OneDrive folder, now remember up here, it was, if we typed in pwd, I was in the Spotify folder here. If I want to go straight to that, even though I'm in applications, I can just go cd right to the address. And this is telling it to go to the base directory, then go to users, then go to column, then go to OneDrive, then go to Spotify. Funny thing is let's say I'm in the home directory, so cd squiggly line again, home directory, which is the same as going cd user / colon. So if I go cd ... and then I go cd user / colon, you would normally expect right here to change to colon. Oh, I didn't put cd. It changes to a squiggly line, thus proving our point that home is represented as a tilde. Now, one thing interesting to note is that if I'm in this directory and I go ls, I'm going to cd into my applications, and then go ls again, and it's going to return nothing, because that's the same thing as me going here and going into applications, and there's nothing. And that's because applications are shared across users on Mac. Now, what I'm trying to prove here is that if I go cd / application, or if I go cd ... and I'm in my home directory, if I go ls, cd applications, and I go into here, there's nothing, right? So if I go cd / applications, there should be nothing, but there is a ton of stuff. And that's because I put a slash before it. Now I'm telling my computer to go to my base directory, which remember is computer Macintosh HD. This is my base directory, and then go straight into applications, which is where all of the applications are shared across users. See how it highlights it here? This is what we normally think of as the applications, not our user-specific applications. I believe only Steam games are stored user-specific. Now computers, applications, whereas before we were in our home directory, applications, nothing. That's something interesting to note, that if you put a slash before it, it'll try and go to the base directory. Like if I were to go, if I were in cd home directory and I wanted to go, if I wanted to go into OneDrive, if I went cd, it's going to say no such file or directory because I'm saying go to the base directory and then go into OneDrive. But if I went cd OneDrive, then I can go into OneDrive and it should show everything. Now, if I wanted to do that with a slash, so I'm in my home directory and I wanted to go into OneDrive again, but I wanted to use a slash, I can go cd / OneDrive. Dot represents the current directory, and then / OneDrive. And then if I do cd dot, it's just going to stay the same, right? Because I'm saying cd into the same directory that I'm in right now. All right, I hope this helped teach you a little bit more about the Unix command line. Thank you.